Well, I was driving to this spot, and on the way there I found this chicken turtle trying to cross the road. Kicking me right now, that kind of hurts. This is a female, and it's the first chicken turtle I've seen since 2020. It also has a really bad eye. Not sure what happened to it, but it's like kind of there, but it doesn't work. This eye works though. Hi, buddy. Those big yellow stripes on the arms, the completely yellow shell on the bottom are ways you can identify this as a chicken turtle. But I actually recognized it because they just have a really cool pattern on the carapace. If you don't know, they're called chicken turtles because they taste like chicken. I guess the people who discovered them tried to eat them, and that's what they taste like. So these are an interesting turtle because they look like a freshwater species, but they spend a considerable amount of their time on areas like this that are just completely dry and away from water. And I don't know why they do that, but I guess it works out. It makes them kind of hard to find though. Anyway, I took this turtle to this nice wild area away from cars, away from roads. So you're not going to get hit by anybody. You can live the rest of your life here where it's nice and safe. I'm with my dad, and he was like, "Glass lizard!" And there we go. My first eastern glass lizard in like 2+ years. It's about the same size as the first one I found too, which I also found with my dad, so that's kind of odd. This is a really cool reptile. It's not a snake, but it doesn't have any limbs. The vast majority of their body is their tail, and the tail starts right here. That little line there is the cloaca, and it looks like it lost most of its tail. There's a mosquito biting me. Why are you doing that? That hurts. Yeah. Trying to show off a glass lizard. Now you're going for my... Stop, bro. Okay. Glass lizard. Pretty awesome. I'm going to try to get rid of this mosquito for a second. I think he's going for my face. Whoa. These guys can bite, but their bites aren't too bad. I always want to make sure I grab them above the cloaca because their tail, which is like 2/3 the length of their body, it'll break. And when it breaks, they have no other way to protect themselves. So I'm not going to touch anywhere down there, and hopefully it'll just be calm for the rest of this footage we get. So I mentioned earlier, this is a lizard, not a snake. So you might be wondering, how can I tell that this is a lizard and not a snake? Well, as I said before, they have a super long tail. Now a snake has the vast majority of its body as rib cage, and only a tiny bit of its body is tail. And you can tell that because of where the cloaca is. I can barely see it, but I know it's right there. This lizard has lost a significant amount of its tail. They get like, I think, 3 feet long. I can also tell that this is a lizard because it has an external ear. It's kind of hard to see it with this lighting, but it's like right underneath my thumb, or at least it was. There's a little hole, and that's where the lizard's ear is. Snakes don't have external ear holes. So that's an easy way to identify it.
And they blink.
Yeah, this guy will blink. It has actual eyelids, but the odds of it blinking on command are not very likely. It may flick its tongue out, and its tongue is going to be the kind of fat, typical lizard tongue, not the skinny pronged tongue that a snake has. Maybe he'll smell my thumb. No? Okay. Another way you can identify it as a glass lizard is it has this little fold of skin right between the yellow and then the rest of the colors. Nobody's really quite certain what that's for, but it's a trait specific to glass lizards. Snakes don't have this kind of fold, and it runs all the way to the length of their body until it gets to the tail. This is one of my personal favorite reptiles in Florida. They're so cool. There's many different species of glass lizards, but this is the most common one, and it's the only one I've ever seen. I'm going to let this guy go. He's probably trying to find some kind of food. I want you guys to see how it moves. It moves a little bit differently than a snake would. It kind of moves like a skink without legs. Bye, little guy. It was a pleasure to see you. Well, my dad is like the king of finding cool stuff. This is the first scarlet king snake I've ever found outside of my neighborhood that isn't dead. It's huge. Really dark colors on the red too. I'm pretty sure it's gonna bite me at some point, but I'm so used to that now that I'm not really concerned about it. He's a little scared, which is understandable. We're not gonna hurt you, buddy. I promise. You know, this Scarlet King really looks like a coral snake with the dark reds. My dad actually thought that's what it was first, but it's a harmless Scarlet King. And he did bite me off camera. Didn't hurt too bad though. Beautiful snake. Another species that I haven't seen a lot this year at all. We've only seen one in the neighborhood. And this is the first one I've ever found out while herping, which is kind of weird, but I'll take it. Beautiful specimen. Wait, I'm gonna back away. All right, here's one last look at the Scarlet King snake. Really beautiful specimen. Love to see it. We're gonna get it back where it was going, which is not this direction. We wanna go out this way. This is right where we saw you. Where are you gonna go? Go that way. There you go. There's a great horned owl up in this tree. Oh, he sees me. I'm at my job and I found this little baby leopard frog jumping around the hangar. He's gonna dry up if he stays out in this heat, so I'm gonna release him right in this grate full of water. There you go, bud. Looks like we got a Scarlet King in our neighborhood again. This is as we found it. Looks like it's looking for something in this rock. Come here. Hi. It's not as big as the one we got last week, but it's still a nice one. I guess they're pretty common in August. We usually get at least one. This is number 2. Hey bud, you got a pretty head. Lots of black on it. What you doing? Just checking me out? Alrighty. I'll put this Scarlet King snake on this tree right next to the rocks, and they can climb pretty well. There's not much to grab onto, and yet it can still very easily scale this entire thing with no legs and no claws. That's pretty awesome. Not every snake can do that. Some of them don't have the right kind of belly shape with their scales, but apparently you guys can do it just fine. Great way to get a good look at him because he doesn't want to go any higher. Beautiful face. Really different than the one that we got last week. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to your business. Alright, I'm going to go release this Scarlet King in our backyard away from roads. Ow, he's biting me. That wasn't very nice. Also, there's a green tree frog in here. Hey, little buddy. I found a ringneck snake, I think. I can't see its head. There you are. Yep, that's a ringneck, all right. Hey, little buddy. He's so pretty. Alrighty, gonna let this little guy go.